Hello and willkommen. I'm standing right next to the world's most iconic football stadium. Can you see the three masts reach up into the sky and the glass canopy extending out in all directions? No? Well, that's because it hasn't been built yet. But I do think it's important to be able to visualize how things are going to look in the future. We'll be having a look at the architect's visualizations of the plans for the stadium. But first of all, I should just say, there's the the old stadium, just further down the canal. This is the Bridgewater Canal. I'm standing on Bridgewater Way. Should state that I'm not a fan of Manchester United. In fact, I'm not really a fan of football, but I am a fan of Sir Norman Foster and architecture in general. So I'll be presenting what I hope will be a kind of fairly neutral viewpoint, just giving you the facts. So let's fly from Manchester city centre straight ahead towards Old Trafford. The stadium is located 3.5 kilometres or 2.2 miles southwest of Albert Square. And here's fact number one. The new stadium is reportedly going to cost £2 billion. And now, Sir Norman Foster.
This has to be one of the most exciting projects in the world today.
He says exciting, not the overused word iconic that I used before. Now we're emerging from the tunnel. They want to create a feeling of intensity and closeness to the pitch. Fact number two, the stadium will accommodate 100,000 spectators. Outside, not a fortress surrounded by a sea of cars. That's a reference to how it looks at the moment. But a busy and attractive waterside district. That's the Bridgewater Canal, covering the public areas outside the stadium, an umbrella, a glass roof like the one at the British Museum in London, which Foster and Partners did, or the one in Trinity Shopping Centre in Leeds. It has possibly the largest space in the world, double the size of Trafalgar Square, it said. There's the avenue passing over the site of the old stadium, leading up towards the new stadium. Now, this is an interesting view. It shows us the so-called trident with the three masts. And here's fact number three. They are 200 metres, 656 feet tall. They support a gigantic glass tent, and it can be seen 40 kilometres or 25 miles away. Let's call that fact number four. We'll freeze frame and compare with the Google Earth view of what's there today, so we can better visualise the location of the new stadium. We can see the Bridgewater Canal and Hotel Football on the right, and the railway line to Urmston and Warrington on the left. Fact number five. It will take 5 years to complete, so ready in 2030, though it may take a couple of years longer than that. Fact number six. They will halve the construction time by using prefabrication, bringing in the parts via the ship canal and putting them together like a massive Meccano or Lego brick project. I like the sound of that. From the air, we can see how the new stadium is located near to the middle of the banana-shaped area between the canal and the railway line. It's an amalgamation of elements on a massive scale: processional way, museum, cafes, massive outdoor spaces, making full use of the waterway, tram connection with green spaces, not just for football fans, a mixed-use mini-city, says Sir Norman. Fact number seven, the project is predicted to bring £7.3 billion to the UK economy. That's Trafford Wharf facing onto Salford Quays, and is that Andy Burnham on screen? Now, a night view from the south. The stadium is lit up at night, spectacular, with the smaller pitch where, they said, local kids can play. It's on the site of the container terminal, which will have moved to a new location, possibly St Helens, making way for a whole new city district. And now the final shot looking from the north, Salford Quays on the right, Chester Road on the left. Impressive, but will it really be, in the words of Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the finest stadium in the world? I've selected a few for comparison. The Allianz Arena, home of Bayern München. Camp Nou Stadium, FC Barcelona. The Aviva Stadium, Dublin. The Lusail Stadium, Qatar, designed by Foster & Partners, who also did the new Wembley Stadium with Populous. And now, via Google Earth, let's take a closer look at the aerial views to see what's on the development site today. From the south, we can see how the canal on the left and the railway line on the right have curving paths. The canal was built in the mid-1700s around the sloping terrain, and the railway curves around too. It's a chance of nature and history forming the banana-shaped area we see today, containing the container terminal and the Old Trafford Stadium. Now looking from the north, we can see my opening location. That was by the canal bridge on the far right. The container terminal is closed in on both sides. The owners say they need to move out in order to expand, leaving space for the new stadium and city district. And across the canal, Trafford Park, said to be the world's first industrial estate. From above to the east, moving southwest, the old stadium with car parks on 3 sides. The new stadium will be built where the road bridge crosses the canal. The container terminal is busy with heavy goods vehicles, but on this side of the railway line, there are residential streets and a park. And there it is, the old stadium from above, with the hallowed patch of grass with its crisscross patterns. But it is a fact, fact number 8, it is going to be torn down. But I remember the same happened to the old Manchester City Stadium in Moss Side. The location of the new Manchester United Stadium is next to the canal, roughly on top of the large car park. Now let's do a 2-minute circuit around the canal and railway line to see what's there now. There's one of those big car parks Sir Norman mentioned. The new stadium will appear over to the right. From the canal we can see the Sir Alex Ferguson stand. Let's head south along Bridgewater Way, pausing to look at the flora and fauna on the canal. Trafford Park on the right, container terminal on the left. I met quite a few joggers and cyclists along the way actually. Coming off the canal onto Trafford Park we can see disused rail lines where trains used to cross over. Today it's heavy goods vehicles and waste disposal trucks heading in and out of the Freightliner terminal. Inside, cranes, lorries, trains and of course countless containers. Stretford is beyond. We return to the canal now and continue down Bridgewater Way with stacks of containers by the canal side today, waterside apartments in the future. That's the branch of the Bridgewater Canal that goes off to Worsley. Now we're at the southern tip where canal and railway line meet. The canal boat heads north towards the old stadium. There's a disused railway bridge on the right and beyond it the one carrying the railway line to Urmston. And what's this? This is Stretford Marina, completed in 2008 as part of a wider regeneration scheme. Wow, it's almost like Netherlands. This could be a preview of how things are going to look all along the canal when the development is completed. Not far off Chester Road now, and this is the park we saw from the air, a stone's throw from the terminal across the railway line. It's Nansen Park, and what's that I hear? The tinkly tune from an ice cream van reminds me of my childhood. They're playing Lily Marlene. We continue along Railway Road towards the stadium. So we'll go back and ride the train from Trafford Park Station to see the container terminal, but actually we can't see very much. There are too many trees. There's the old stadium and the old Trafford Stadium station, or just really a platform, used to be open on match days, but that was suspended for safety reasons, bringing me to fact number 9. There will be a new or rebuilt Old Trafford railway station near the start of the Ceremonial Avenue, roughly where this car park is now. And if anybody asks me, who do you support? I say, what? Who am I a fan of? I'm a fan of Sir Norman Foster and Foster & Partners. So we'll see if it works out. Oh, and here's my preferred jersey. So vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. That's many thanks for watching. Press subscribe and auf Wiedersehen in Old Trafford.